True story. Who here has seen Adventures in Babysitting? Raise your hand. I ain't seen it. Here's why. The movie was popular when I was a kid. But I ain't no babysitter. I thought that was a girl's movie. Like, I ain't watching no movie about no babysitter's club. What is this? Do I look like? Well, I do kind of look like a woman when I was a kid. But you know what? That's okay. Love who you are, be who you are. How are you guys enjoying Houston this beautiful day? Are you having a good time? Yeah! Yeah, Retropalooza. Good number of people in here. I can't believe we filled up this room. What is that about? Am I popular again? Am I only popular in Texas? Is that because I own a gun? Is that you know, I don't want to bring up any hot button topics or anything, but it is exciting that for those of you who've been following my legal troubles for the last couple of years, I mean, it's pretty much over. We ended up pleading out, and we got like 2 years unsupervised probation. So yes, between that and the Pac-Man tattoo, I'm a tatted up felon, ladies. Call me. But 2 years unsupervised probation, so as long as I don't get in any more trouble, we're good, and we're going to get expunged at the end of 2 years. So I know a lot of 2A guys in the world, and I don't blame you. I mean, obviously, I own what I own, and you know, that's okay. I don't currently own it if there's a cop in the room, but but my roommate does. No, I don't think he has anything like that. But the point that I'm making is, God bless you guys. Texas is beautiful. Houston is beautiful. I went to the Space Center. Who went to the Space Center? Anybody here went to the Space Center? Oh my God! There was a dude at the Space Center, heavy set guy, wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, had a cane, he's my age, and let me tell you something, if you're a big fat dude somewhere and you're sitting down, I'm gonna sit down next to you. We're gonna be friends, okay? Because we have one thing in common, and that's Mountain Dew and Doritos, and we're gonna talk about it, all right? And so I sat down next to this guy, and he's like grunting in pain, and I'm grunting in pain because we're both fat, and you know fatties, you're in pain. Admit it right now. If you're not in pain yet, you will be. So I talked to him, and I said, this is your first time? He goes, no, I come here all the time. I said, you come here all the time? How often? He's like, a couple times a month. There ain't that much shit to do there. That guy loves space. And I thought, I'm like, then what is there here to see? But if you haven't walked in to that stuff, you know, you can get on Space Shuttle Independence, which was never flown, but it's made up of flown parts. And most of the parts on that device have been in spaceman. And number one, that's as close to space as I'm ever going to get. Because when I was growing up, I wanted to be an astronaut. I really did. But then they told me, like, dude, you're the size of 4 humans. We wouldn't even be able to fit you on the fucking ship. What are we going to do? Put, like, you and one monkey, and that's the entire crew? It's not going to happen. Plus, you have to be smart to be an astronaut. And I am not. I am not a clever person. So that dream died. Unless Elon Musk has some pity. Elon, if you're seeing this tape, call me. Anyway, but when you get that, I don't know, when you walk on that space shuttle, man, it's magic. It's magic. You know, I mean, we all know the Earth is flat, obviously, so it's all a bunch of...
There's no gravity.
Yeah, of course. That's why I want to go to space. Dude, gravity is my hateful mistress. I'm so mad at gravity. Dude, did you see the way I droop? Look at this loose skin. Look at this. That's gravity right there. In space, I look round. I look like a bowl of melted ice cream now. It's bad. I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man after the Ghostbusters movie. I look like somebody let the air out of the Michelin boy, okay? It's bad. It's bad. And I'm still fat. How did that happen? How am I fat and got loose skin? God hates me. Well, that's okay. That's another topic for another. The point that I'm making is, you know, when I do these Retropalooza things, I like to do 2 things. I like to do an opening comedy bit. Yes, all of this was supposed to be funny. I'm so sorry it wasn't. And I like to ask questions. So if you got questions in a minute, I'll give you a chance to raise your hand. There's some things I can't talk about, but I know there's a couple guys here that are real interested in me talking about getting into boxing. Did you guys hear about this? So,
what was that? That was an event that was recent, right? The Great Flash?
Right, so Keemstar, if you know him and a few other people, I don't know if they're public exactly about it yet, but Keemstar they're starting their own company to do the fighting thing. And they are signing on a lot of people that, like, iDubbbz won't sign on. Me, for example, because I'm fat and broken. And Sam Hyde, who is a very, very controversial person. And that's probably, we are probably the two least controversial people that Keemstar is planning on signing on. So it's going to be a bit of a party. It's going to be weird. But Keemstar, well, one day Sam Hyde tweets out, "Nobody's willing to box me. No one's brave enough. Nobody's stupid enough." And I said, I'm pretty fucking stupid. So I responded to him and I said, you know, I would do that just to piss off that other guy who showed up at my house. Because that guy wants my attention and I ain't giving it to him. Sam Hyde and him have history. Sam Hyde thinks that guy who showed up at my front door is a piece of shit. Now listen, when Sam Hyde thinks you're problematic, you're a problem, okay? But the other reason people don't want to fight Sam Hyde is because he's 6'7", he's been training for over a year, he's as fat as I am, except it's all muscle, and he probably will kill whoever he fights because he's a crazy person. So, I want to die. I signed right up. I said, I'll do it just to do it. Well, Keemstar reached out to me, he's like, Boogie, I'll pay you to get in the shape. I'll pay you to get in the boxing shape. And I'm like, Keemstar, I'm already in shape. Round is a shape. She said, well, all right, Boogie, I'll give you a sign-on bonus if you get your doctor to agree, get a trainer to agree, and you start doing the work. I give you the sign-on bonus. I'm like, I like money. Now listen, I'm not going to lose weight to look better, because no matter how much weight I lose, I'm not going to look good. That's not, it doesn't matter when you go from a 4 to a 3 or a 3 to a 4, you're just still ugly, okay? So that's not an issue. You can lose weight because you want to live longer, but who wants to do that? Have you been paying attention to the world right now? I don't know about you, but this is not, I don't necessarily want to make it to 90. That sounds awful. And peeing in a cup every day while the seas boil. Doesn't sound like shitting myself in a diaper. Who am I? I don't know, but there's riots in the street. A jug of milk costs $80. That's not what I want to do. So, I thought, you know, if he kills me in the ring, I'll die doing what I love, which is being an idiot. That's my only hobby, video games. So, you know, I bought a bag, and I started punching it. And I don't know if it's like the childhood trauma or what it is, but I like punching that bag. It feels good, man. There's adrenaline that starts coming out. And like, I get focused. I never get focused on anything, man. I could be playing like the best video game in the world, and I'm still thinking about pizza and boobs, you know? So, but in that moment, when I'm punching the bag for the 2 minutes I can stand to do it, I surprisingly really focus. So, it's gotten me moving more, and it's paying off. I mean, I'm still fat as ever, but I'm more mobile, and I'm more capable, and I can move around on my feet a little bit, and I can finally throw a punch, which I didn't think I'd ever do. So, I don't know, I think I'm gonna go through with it. I gotta get a doctor to sign off on it, and currently my doctor ain't having it. He's a lot of work's gotta get done. And if we get the doctor to sign off on it, we get a trainer to train me, I want to do it. Would you? Okay, all right, I'm worried about this, so I'm going to actually film this, okay? So think about your answer, okay? Show of hands, who wants to watch me box Sam Hyde? Okay. Who here is afraid I'll just die the first time I get punched? You left your hand up for both, or you want to watch me die? Oh, God. Police, you need to talk to this guy. All right, well then, you know what, man, I'm glad. I'm glad, because I was going to do it anyway, but I'm glad I got you guys on my back. I think a lot of you guys probably feel, other than this guy who wants to watch me get murdered, I think a lot of you feel, you just want to see me do something good for myself and not just sit on my ass forever. And so, maybe this is the next phase. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe there'll be a Francis boxing game one day where I punch Mountain Dew bottles or something. You guys can have trying to think of this. We got the legal stuff out of the way. We got the boxing stuff out of the way. So those are the big things I think everybody wants to hear about. Then you got something specific you want to hear about. I see you raising hands. All right, Sam Hyde fan, what you got?
What do you think about, what do you think about golf girls? Now I got it. I mean, we already said, but I got it on my face.
What's it say? I love golf girls. Is that a face tattoo or just write it on there?
Like 9 minutes before this, I got painted on. You did it for me. I did it for you, Boogie.
Pussy. Get a face tattoo. Post Malone can pull it off, you can.
Hey, one time turn of age.
I want to be employable. I don't want to look at my childhood mistakes every day in the mirror. Okay, do it anyway, idiot. No, but all right, okay, raise the hands, guys. So let's be a little gross in here. I know there's some younger audiences here. I know there's some women in here, but all girls are cool, right? We all like all girls. I mean, every gamer boy that's in here, let me tell you something. You're eventually going to marry an alt girl who has BPD, vapes all day, and she is going to stab you. That is in your future. That's what gamer boys with golden retriever energy are going to marry crazy alt girls, and that's just how it is, okay? You may not marry her, you're going to date her for a little while, but I'm promising you, you're going to get cut up, dude. You know there's stuff I don't talk about on YouTube? Can you believe that? I've done shit you wouldn't believe. And, yeah, I've been stabbed a little bit. What?
No, we had the same.
It's what it is. That's what it is. You got that golden retriever energy, and she's like, this guy will put up with my shit. He ain't that good looking. I could probably stab him a couple of times before he leaves. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I don't care. You know, like it sounds like I'm making fun of mental illness, and I am a little bit, because everything's worth making fun of. Everything's a joke. Fuck, everything's hilarious to me. Some things maybe not, but that is. But at the end of the day, I don't care if you're bipolar, borderline, BPD, PTSD, HBO, CNN, whatever you got. You know, man, just people are people. I love you just the way you are. It doesn't really matter. And who the hell would I ever be to judge, okay? I'm the craziest motherfucker I know. And I spend a lot of time in group therapy with some real crazy people. Who's got another question for me? Yeah, they're in the middle, in the back. Yeah, you.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew?
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Okay, it was my Mountain Dew, okay? No, let me smell your breath. Get your ass over here, let me smell your, I'll beat your ass. Seriously, you come over here, I'm gonna teach you what Sam Hyde's gonna feel.
You drink my Mountain Dew?
I did drink it, actually. Do you guys want to know something horrible about me? You are never gonna like me again after I tell you this. For real, I expect you guys to get up and walk out. I prefer mellow yellow. I do. It's so good. Surge is good too. Oh my God. But I grew up in a Coke town. We had a Coke bottling plant in St. Paul, Virginia when I was growing up. And they sponsored everything. And you go to a school function, there's a free mellow yellow, free Coca-Cola. You go to the swimming pool over the summer, Pepsi's $5. The Coke cans are 25 cents, you know, like you know, they sponsored the town, they sponsored our teams. I played basketball, I know that's hard to believe, but I played basketball when I was 7, like Pee Wee basketball. Our team was the Mellow Yellows. That shit's good, drink a Mellow Yellow. But the whole Mountain Dew thing actually came back from the fact that they were trying to shove it down our throats. Do you guys remember this? When they were like, gamer fuel, Mountain Dew is gamer fuel, all gamers drink Mountain Dew. I'm like, no, some of us know what water is, you know, we're not all me. But at the time, I was more of a vanilla Coke guy. Like, that's all I was drinking, but I incorporated it into the Francis thing to, like, just meme on it. And then I started really liking it. This shit's good. And now to this day, I drink 6 to 8 cans of Diet Mountain Dew, or Mountain Dew Zero every day. And I told this to my therapist recently. And my therapist is like, you know how much caffeine that is? And I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. It's just like, you need to stop doing that. You have an anxiety disorder. You need to stop. I said, bitch, you need to cure me so I can drink as much as I want, because I ain't stopping. You figure it out. I'm paying you to tell me how this shit works. They don't tell me to stop eating like garbage. Do I look like a disciplined person? What about me screams, I know what I'm doing? Because I don't. What is it? You're my therapist. Of all the people in the world that should know, you should know I'm fucked up. All right, next question. What you got?
You like the hot Cheetos Mountain Dew?
Oh, awful. I made a TikTok about it. I made a YouTube video about it. For those of you who miss old school Francis videos, I've been bringing them back. They are getting my channel just swamped. Like, YouTube is mad at me for doing it. I'm making no money doing it, but I don't care because it's fun. And now that I'm out of legal trouble, I was able to bring it back again, and I'm glad. But I did a video with that, and I hyped it up a little bit. I hated it. Anybody drink that? Did you like it? Did you like it? What did you like about it, young Pikachu in the back? Well, I mean,
I don't have to explain it like this. So, I'm Latina, so I love to eat hot Cheetos.
yeah.
So I used to, when I was little, 4 and after them eating the hot Cheetos, I would drink the mixed juice.
Oh.
That's nice, like the.
Why?
My childhood. I'm Mexican, so.
Valentina or Tapatío?
I will admit, I just can't do spicy stuff. I like, you know, God bless you guys down here in Texas and down in Mexico, and I know you love the spicy stuff. I can't do it. It wrecks my system. I'm throwing it up. I'm farting fire. It's bad, man. I don't know. And it got way worse after that gastric bypass surgery. And somebody on Twitch said, if you do the one chip challenge, I'll give you $100. I said, you better find 1,000, because that's gonna kill me. You're gonna need 10K for funeral expenses, because I cannot do that. But I'm glad you like it. You know, I wish I could get into it, man.
You should try the tahini margarita at Taco Cabana.
I heard. What is Buc-ee's?
It's a gas station. Yeah, it's the best gas station.
Get the beaver nuts.
So it's like the southern version of Wawa? Is that what I'm getting?
Buc-ee's is where
Beaver
Texans
nuggets.
go to eat Texans.
I guess I need to go to a Buc-ee's. I've never been. What do they got? What do you recommend? Oh my God, so let's just buy one of everything is what I'm hearing.
Hey, just go to the
You know I will. I am fat as hell. I'll eat on the drive home. Yeah.
They have the best.
They give it to me in cash, man. Come on.
Basketball in the
I ain't
back.
paying no. But
Oh, the bathrooms are really clean.
I guess I need to go. I go to a Buc-ee's while I'm down there. I've never been. I mostly went to the dancing clubs in Dallas. Are they? They are not good at baby dolls, I can tell you that. You don't want to go to the bathroom in one of those dancing places. I haven't been in a long time, but they were dirty then. I bet they are still now. If you wash your hands in a strip club, they are dirtier than when you clean them. That's something. Just don't go to the strip clubs, man. That's a dangerous place. There's some young people in here. You're impressionable. You're a Sam Hyde fan, so I know you're a fool. Better be careful about what I talk about to you. What'd you get, a 2? 30? I don't even know if this is a good score or not. I took the SAT. Yeah, we took the SAT back then. Damn, you're smart. You might be a sociopath. That's awesome. How many people have you killed? Do it. I can't manipulate on the spot. What am I, missing a moment? Okay, all right, and then manipulate me real good. Give me to what would be funny if you made me do? Drink.
Get a face tattoo like him.
Hell yeah!
I love golf girls.
I mean, everybody loves goth girls, and that's not a surprise. They're beautiful. Everybody loves everybody. I've hung out with a couple of goth girls, and I'll tell you something. Any goth women in the room? I don't want to upset anybody. Is there any men who are dating a beautiful goth girl in the room right now? Okay. All right, boy, they sure do look different without that makeup, huh? Boy, because they just get rid of their eyebrows. That's a weird, I did not know that was a thing. But most goth girls shave their eyebrows so they can do weird eyebrow shapes. Once you see a girl without their eyebrows, you can't unsee it. Doesn't matter what they draw on the next day, you're just like, that bitch is bald in the face. Changes a man. You know, I'm a little bit misogynistic, but hey, I want to make sure you know I hate men too, okay? I hate humans. I hate everybody that's alive. And, you know, I also love you. All right, so this question on this end of the room. Anybody got anything for me over here? All right, how about you?
So, in one of your videos, you learned that a meat apron is a medical term.
Yeah. You guys, you want to hear this story? Okay. So this is karma. I'm going to tell a part of it that I didn't tell in the video. Way back in 1996 when I was fat, but not boogie fat, you know, like normal in the audience fat. I went to a movie theater and there was this guy, I don't know what movie we were seeing. It was before the Marvel films, it was even before Spider-Man, probably some dumb kid shit. But there's a guy wearing overalls. And you could see all the loose skin hanging from his belly. He's about as big as I am now and had all that loose skin. And I looked at my girlfriend at the time and said, if I ever look like that guy, just put a bullet in my head, because I can't imagine that's comfortable. And that stuck in my head because I realized I was being a bully. You know, he never heard it. He didn't know I was looking at him, but that's still a shitty thing to even say or think. And I'm gonna beat myself up a little bit about it. 20 years later, I get gastric bypass surgery, and I've gained and lost weight, and gained weight, and lost weight, and gained weight, and lost weight. You see what's happening on the arm, so you can imagine what's happening everywhere else. So, my surgeon who did my bypass surgery recommends I go see a plastic surgeon. And I go in to see the plastic surgeon, and I'm like, what can you do for me? And he goes, well, we could do 3 different surgeries. We could do a top surgery where we take away the boobs and the arm meat. We could do another one on your legs, but with the lymphedema, that was going to be pretty uncomfortable. And then the third one we could do on your stomach. And that's the one I want to start with, because that's probably the most uncomfortable with you, absolutely. So, you know, he gets me the D-robe, and he takes out his marker, and he starts marking stuff up, then he'll show me where the cuts would be and stuff like that. And he goes, yeah, I'd like to remove the meat apron. Meat apron. Apparently that's the medical term for it, meat apron, because that man's a doctor. So I now know that a part of my body is called a meat apron. How many people out here have meat aprons? Just me and that guy. Does yours go down to your knees? Because mine does. I have a meat apron, everybody. So whenever you're at home one day and you're looking in a mirror and you're like, man, I'm not that attractive. Oh, God, I wish I looked like a model. Think to yourself, I still have a fucking meat apron, so I'm doing better than Boogie. I must be pretty hot. It is interesting. You know, obviously, I think one of the reasons you guys are in this room is because I've had an interesting life and I've done some interesting stuff. And some of you are probably in here because I'm funny. Some of you are just here because you want to see Sam Hyde kill me. And, but it is weird what I've done to my body. And I will always tell you, 110%, learn from my mistakes, take care of your body. If you're young and you can lose the weight, lose the weight. If you need to gain the weight, gain the weight. If you need to work out, you should be working out. Take care of your body, because you only get the one, and when you screw it up, pretty much forever. So be real careful with it. If you know, there's like that health at any size movement, you know what I'm talking about, health at any size. And yeah, you can probably be healthy at any size for a little while, but then eventually it catches up with you. And once it catches up with you, it don't go away. So take care of yourself. Promise me you will. I want you to say, I promise I'm going to take better care of myself. Okay. I am not, that's funny. He said he promised he's going to ignore your enchiladas. I am not going to take care of myself because I'm a hypocrite, so don't forget that part. I'm trying. I'm really bad at it. I'm about as bad as this was Cuphead. So, all right, another question. Anybody got one for me? How about right here?
Hey, Boogie, on your latest Elden Ring video, you smashed the TV.
Yes, sir.
What's going to be your replacement?
So, for that video, I bought a television, and I liked that television so much when it went on sale, I bought it again in my bedroom. And so I have duplicate, relatively close to duplicate television, 75-inch Vizios. Yeah, I'm pimping my place out. Set it next to the dusty old Amiibos and my pop vinyls. Man, I know how to live. But the one that I originally bought, you know, the one in the bedroom, that one died. And we got it looked at by my friend, and he's like, man, you paid $1,000 for this thing. To repair it's going to run $800, and a new 75-inch television is what, $500 now, $600? It's better off replacing it. And so I was like, I'm going to put it in the garage, and I'm going to break that shit one day. Because that's what I do with all my electronics. Anything expensive that breaks on me, or one of my friends, I'll buy it off of them. Instead of them having to pay to recycle it, I'll pay to e-cycle it and also give you $50 for just bringing it to my house. So my garage is full of shit I'm ready to break. And the time came, Elden Ring was the perfect example for some reason to smash a television. And we used some very clever editing. Anybody seen this video? I don't know a lot of people saw that video, but if you get a chance to go watch the Francis versus Elden Ring video, and with a one-quick pan wipe, we replaced the television by cutting it there, pulling out the good television, putting in the broken television. And you can actually tell because the feet on it are different. But now my bedroom has the dumbest, shittiest television. A 55-inch 3D TV that I bought back in 2012 because there were PlayStation 3D games and I wanted to play them in 3D. And I never did. The only one I played was like Mortal Kombat, one fighting game. But yep, that's my television in the bedroom now. What's up? I do, and I actually just about a year ago got the Quest 2 when it came out. My God, that's so fun. But the only thing I do on it, I bought the Darth Vader games. Those are okay. You know, it's kind of cool to hang out with Darth Vader and kill stuff. That's, I don't know, who doesn't want to do that? But once you played it, you played it. You know what I do is VR chat. That shit's hilarious, man. Yeah. And I mostly just troll people in there because, you know, I can do all the different voices and my name's not like Boogie or anything because I don't get recognized for whatever crazy shit I'm saying in there. But like, my cat died today.
I also troll.
Do you? Like, oh, what happened to your cat? It died. Well, how did it die? It was an accident. Oh, what kind of accident? Microwave. He just likes to sleep in there, and I wanted a hot pocket, you know? I don't know why anybody believes anything I ever say in VR chat, but they do! It's great! Either that or they play along. But the coolest thing I've ever seen in VR chat, and I haven't seen it in a long time, the lowly police squad. Do you know about this?
Yes, I ran into them.
They are hilarious.
Me.
They are hilarious. So what they do is, it's a bunch of lowly automates. They look like 14-year-old girls, right? And then they get people who can do the lowly voice, you know. You know, and then they raid a room and they start arresting people. And they're like, with their little pink hair, they're like, I'm gonna handcuff you against the wall. Were you smoking marijuana? And you're like, no, I don't smoke marijuana. Let me search you. Get down on your knees, down on your knees. And you're just like, this is the funny shit. I've never laughed as hard. I had to go look up clips of them on the internet. If you haven't, you should. They are, oh, it's the funniest shit you'll ever watch. Why is that so funny? Why is the idea of 14-year-old pink-haired anime girls arresting you so fucking funny? I'll tell you, when the real cops arrest you, that shit ain't funny. They checked my butthole. I don't know for what. What did you think was in there? I'll tell you what was in there. Poop. They found some poop.
Was that here in Texas?
No, that was up in Fayetteville. They gave me the one around. They checked everything. It was like, you ever go through airport security? That times 1,000. Good Lord. Oh, God, and they're rough about it, too. I actually told them, I'm like, buy me fucking dinner first. He says, shut up, prisoner. I was only in there for 4 hours. I can't imagine being in there forever. But it's a true story. So, I got charged with that aggravated assault because I had a stalker on my property and I pulled the trigger to get him to leave. Which, by the way, I think most of you 2A guys, the Texas guys in here probably know, we don't pull the trigger for a warning shot. There is no such thing as a warning shot. We all know this, right? Yeah. I didn't. I'm dumb. I thought, fire a warning shot, he'll run. He'll know the gun is real because he thought it wasn't real. So fire the gun and he'll leave. And it worked. Fired the gun, he called me like 4 or 5 other names and he left because he realized I'm a crazy person with a gun. But the state of Arkansas was not happy about that. So they decided to hit me with aggravated assault. Not against the guy who was harassing me though, aggravated assault against the state. Because theoretically I could have accidentally shot somebody with a bullet going in the air. You should never fire a bullet in the air under any circumstance, right? I mean, Mythbuster says it's pretty unlikely that somebody could get hurt, but it is still likely possible, so don't fuck around, right? Guns are dangerous. But anyway, they charged me and I had to go turn myself in, and when I turned myself in, it was 4 hours of not great times. So my point is, obey the law, assholes, because you do not want that happening, man. And now, boy, when I see a cop, ooh, I just, like, they pull me over, my hands go in the air like this. Yes, sir, but may I please get my license and registration for you, sir? Yes, sir. Oh, I may put my hands down? I'd rather not. I'll leave them here, sir, if that's okay. Oh, yes, sir, I very much respect what you do. Please don't touch my butthole.
You gave him probable cause for that?
Do what?
You gave him probable cause?
Well, the probable cause is I'm sexy. Probable cause is I got a really cute butt. All right, the guy in the back that stood up earlier, the reddish shirt, is that you? Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk shit? Okay, all right.
Yeah, but no, everyone knows Sam. I want to put this on record. Everyone knows Sam.
What is that? I don't understand what that is. Goobers are a candy? I don't like goobers. Honestly, fuck that stupid candy. It's garbage. With chocolate-covered nuts, what are you, an old person? I don't... Who here... Okay, if I put a box of chocolate-covered peanuts in front of you, okay? And then next to it, I put literally any other food. How many of you are going to choose chocolate-covered peanuts? What is happening? Well, that's just because you're a Stan Line fan. You're brainwashed. You're part of the cult. You're part of the cult. Join the boogie cult. We have Mountain Dew and hookers. Okay. So that's something I've been talking about on YouTube recently too, by the way. I don't know, I know a lot of the guys in this room remember me for the olden times of this great. I'm so glad I got to be part of your youth, part of your childhood, part of whatever. But the videos I've been making recently have been wild. And I know YouTube's not pushing them out, but I think it's worth taking a look at because I talked about some crazy stuff. And in fact, if there wasn't kids in this room right now, I would tell you how I ended up being Tunnel Brothers with Logan Paul. I want that sentence to settle in. For those of you who know what that means. I've made such bad life choices that I am now Tunnel Brothers. Eskimo Brothers for the with Logan Paul, the suicide forest guy. I'm a 47-year-old man and I'm doing, oh God, I still don't know how to live with myself. Give me a better question because I gotta get off that topic before I out myself. Man in the back. So I, for a while, was heavily moderating my comment section because we had people coming in there saying some of the crazy stuff. And like every YouTuber gets it, you're gonna get like, you know, death threats, and you're gonna get like, oh, you deserve to die, you're a fat person, fatties, or blah, 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 blah. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I'm fat, I don't know if it's because, you know, a lot of people are watching me when they're younger. It could be because I'm an idiot with bad opinions. But for whatever reason, people get really invested in me. Now, I know like some other creators who are here dealing with that. 8-Bit Eric, you guys know 8-Bit Eric? He's really been struggling with some crazy people. And I think what it is, I think I was one of the first people back in 2016 to like really get some unbalanced people latch on to me. But I think as the world is going in the direction that it's going in now, we're getting more and more unbalanced people. And so there's enough for everybody now, every YouTuber. I heard crazy stuff about James Rolfe. Look, I've hung out with James Rolfe. James Rolfe is the nicest human on the planet. And somebody said that Mike from Screenwave is the actual parents of James Rolfe's kids, and that they were having an affair, and that's why Mike Matei's no longer alive. Like, it's crazy what these people believe. It's crazy. So I don't know if that's specifically what you meant, but there's some people that are just very dedicated to, and I don't really understand it. You know, I'm not I like stuff, right? But I don't like, there's no YouTuber that I'm like super invested in, or a content creator, or a show even, really. It's just, oh, I like that show, it's a good show, it's on, I'll watch it, cool. I'm not out there at Star Wars conventions, you know, wearing like an Obi-Wan outfit, like trying to touch Yoda in the butthole, right? Like, I like stuff, right? So I can't even understand liking something enough to be dedicated to it that hard. I definitely can't. I can't imagine what it's like to be a person that their hobby is to hate something, or to hate somebody. For example, there's this channel that got recommended to me the other day, and I thought the title was really funny. I made a Francis spoof about it too. And the guy said in his video, the title was, referring to Marvel movies, and he said, the MCU gets another hero. And I'm like, this guy's don't like girls, huh? And so I clicked on, I think the channel is, oh God, I hope nobody is recording this that gets out. I think the guy's name was Nerdrotic or something. And his house is just filled with like Star Wars figures he's stapled to the wall, which is weird. Like from floor to ceiling, it's all Star Wars figures stapled to the wall, which is weird. And anyway, I'm pretty sure does not have an informed decision on women, because I don't think he's talked to any.
He's married.
Is he? All right, cool. Well, I you know, maybe he's just hyping it up. Maybe he's just playing a character like I do, or the Quarter and whoever else. But he seems really mad about women being in movies, and that is weird to me. I don't understand it. You know, like, don't get me wrong. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness was a mess. I think we can all agree it wasn't the best movie in the lineup. But I don't. It's weird to me to get mad about it. It's not like it was Ghostbusters 2016, okay? That was worth getting mad over, you know. But did I answer your question? Is that your specific what you're looking for?
Yeah, I just saw it.
See?
I saw like some comment asking if they could get dressed in.
I mean, you know, I'd try for the right amount of money. I mean, that one, Belle Delphine made a couple $1 million selling bathwater. I'd sell titty milk. I don't. Shit, if it pays, I'll do it. The man in the back with your arm raised. You. Yeah.
What's your opinion on VTubers?
I think they're entertaining. And every once in a while, I'll be going through the gaming section of my YouTube app, and I'll see some like VTuber. And it's kind of boring most of the time. You know, they're pretending to be like a little anime girl or whatever. They're pretending. It's mostly anime girls. What's that about? And but what I like, there's two things I like about VTubers. Number one, it'll be a cute little anime girl, but the voice isn't an anime. They're like going, kawaii na desu ka? It's just some guy going, yeah, this game sucks. I hate this shit. And that's so funny to me. That's what I want to do if I ever did a VTuber thing. And the other thing is when they glitch out. Look up VTuber glitches on YouTube. You are going to laugh like you've never laughed. Like their eyes will get messed up, so they'll have like one droopy eye and like one like fucking look like they had a stroke during the stream, you know? And they're still going. Oh, it's so good. It's so funny. Oh God, it's so funny. Also, watching anime girls get mad about Elden Ring was just 3 months of my life. It was so good. All right, in the front. I wanted to come back, but so getting Rich's streams was a little wilder than I thought it was going to be, and my lawyer had advised until the legal problems was over to lay low. And so we got on there and took our shirts off and slapped the chicken and everything else and talked about hookers and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is the opposite of laying low. Like all of this could go viral. And so I waited until the legal problems were over. But if Rich invited me back, I'd go right now.
I'm pretty sure he was talking about one of you and Camelot.
Yeah, Camelot's a really cool guy too. So after, I'm gonna talk a little shit. Anybody know Camelot 331 on YouTube? Tells a lot of stories about when he worked at GameStop and stuff. Doesn't get a ton of views, but neither do I anymore. So I can't judge. But there's this video that crops up on my timeline all the time. It says, "Sad, I have no friends." And I like watch a few minutes, but he's crying in the thumbnail. And then in the video, you watch a few minutes, he starts crying. I'm like, dude, that's why you ain't got no friends. Because this is weird, right? Like, I love weird people. Shit, I'm a Magic the Gathering player. 90% of why I like going to a Magic tournament, so I feel normal, okay? That said, like, boy, he says some weird stuff. But then when I was on that live stream with him, I fell in love with him. He's a great dude. Now watch everything he uploads. He's so funny.
If you want to be entertained, look him up doing a naked snake.
What is the naked snake?
He like takes off his shirt and dances to this Metal Gear Solid song. And he like
Naked
role-plays
snake.
his pecs with the beat and stuff.
That's great. I like
All the women simple from the chat because
what is that game on Always Sunny in Philadelphia that Charlie and Frank play? It's Night Crawlers that made me think of that. You never played Night Crawlers with me anymore, Frank. They have a podcast. If I do the podcast thing, you guys listen to podcasts at all? Yeah, I started listening to a bunch of different ones, and the Always Sunny one is weird because I don't think they understood what they were getting asked to do by FX or whatever. They put together the podcast and like, all right, so what you're going to do is the premise of the show was you watch the episode, and we're going to title the podcast episode after the episode of the show. The first episode of Always Sunny is very famously, the game gets racist, which is not a great episode, definitely does not stand the test of time, and I expected them to go like a blow by blow, like on The Office Ladies or all these other shows where they break down the show, right? No, they're like, yeah, we really regret that one. Hey, Charlie, what you have for lunch? Because they did not want to talk about it. And then they don't talk anything about the shows. They don't talk about the shows, It's so weird. It's a great podcast. If I started a podcast, who would listen to that? Ooh. What would you want it to be? What if me, Dark Side Phil, and Wings Redemption got together and did a lolcow podcast? Would you watch that?
Yeah.
And then we have like a lolcow of the week come in. Whoever the internet's dunking on that week, we have that guy come and go, I don't know why the internet's mad at me. All I did was eat a taco or whatever, you know. That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. The other podcast, I did this a long time ago. You can find this on YouTube. I did a podcast with me and Francis. And so I scripted it out. I wrote everybody's lines down. And then I recorded the audio. And then I clipped out the space in between the transition between my character or whatever. And it was stuff like, hey, Boogie, what were you doing earlier today? I was tweeting stuff, man. What were you doing? I was playing video games. It doesn't matter what I was doing. What was it you tweeted? I don't know, man. I was talking about, like, you know, politics and stuff. You should shut the fuck up about politics, okay? You know less about them than I do, and I'm dumb as shit. I don't even know, how do you even spell CNN? Like, I did that, and it was so much work. And the episodes are actually pretty funny. And maybe one day we'll bring that up. Would you listen to me roast myself every week? But the problem with that is it's impossible to do a guest. Like, a guest would be miserable. Listening to me talk to myself, that'd be weird, man. That'd be weird. All right, another question. We got about 20 minutes left. Yes, sir.
One of my favorite videos on your channel is when you went back to your hometown.
Oh, that was a good time.
What was the experience after all of that?
So first off, for those of you who did enjoy the video, I'm going back without Jesse in July. I'm going to Southeast Game Exchange in South Carolina. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go visit my friend Mike, Kid Behind the Camera, and collab with him. And I'm going to go up to Myrtle Beach for the first time since I was 14. And then I'm going to drive back to St. Paul and take a look. And I've actually been offered the keys to the city, pun intended, but they're like, we'll unlock the high school for you so you can film in there. And you can go swimming at the pool. We'll make sure you get private time at the county pool where you swim when you were a kid and stuff. And like this time, Jesse won't be there being an asshole because he was being a real asshole in those videos. By design, by the way. He wanted me to look softer, so he was kind of being a jerk. You know, I defend the people I grew up with, which I naturally wanted to do. But it's like, I'm going to hype up the jerk factor. And I think he went too far, but whatever. It was weird, man. Because I grew up in a small town called St. Paul, Virginia. My mom eventually retired in a place in the same county called Pound, Virginia. I went to college in Wise, Virginia. All in the same county, Wise County. And my hometown had less than 1,000 people. I had a graduating class of 18 people. So it sounds impressive when I said I was 16th in my class. People think, oh, I did pretty good. No, I was the dumb kid. Actually, I spent most of my time reading Stephen King books and not taking tests, but it was amazing.
I enjoyed the video.
Yeah, I saw the houses that I grew up in, and I knew they were shitty when I was growing up in them, but now, and we didn't even film this part, we went up to Gray Hill in St. Paul, which is where the rich families lived. You know, the teachers, the principal, the business owners. And I saw those houses, and I was like, God, that's a quarter of the size of the house I have now. I got a big 2,700 square foot, 5-bedroom. That place is a dump. And I grew up thinking that was the nicest house in the world. And it just, I don't know, it's really humbling. Because, I mean, you guys know I was homeless once. You guys know I was broke for the largest portion of my life. For 10 years, I was on disability, drawing $800 a month to survive off of, you know? And, I mean, I always try to keep perspective. Like, I'm so lucky to have my bills paid. I'm so lucky that the lights are on. I'm so lucky to have a car to drive. I'm so lucky to have a home to live in. And to be able to take care of my best friend who lives with me and works with me, you know? He's disabled now as well, and I help take care of him. And I didn't realize until I went back just how, I don't want to insult anybody in that area, but just, they're suffering, man. And it's a hard place to be. You know, I don't know what town you're from, and I'm sure you've experienced some stuff in your town and stuff like that, but good Lord, just one gas station. Like, Get a second gas station, guys. It's okay. It's weird, but it was really healing. I think it's the easiest answer. I think you guys should go watch those videos. There's a third video. I have the footage. We went to my mom's crypt, and for those of you guys who might not know, I grew up in an abusive home. My mom was the major abuser, and we went to see her site of burial for the first time in a decade in 2019, and she died in 2009. And I had I guess 30-minute conversation with her. I don't know what I said because I was fully dissociative. I have no clue what it was. And so I had Jesse put it up on Storyfire for me, and I've never watched it. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I was like, not even there. Like, it was a completely different person doing it. I'm not like, I don't have DIU or anything like that, but it was an interesting time. And I think that's probably the most interesting thing I've ever filmed. I was lucky to get to film it. I'm glad Jesse gave me the opportunity. So thank you. I'm glad you like those videos. Sorry to get super sad. Let's talk about hookers again. Cosplayer in the back.
I mean, not to break away from wanting to talk about hookers, but I did have something that kind of stuck with me. Has there ever been a point in time where, I get that you kind of like roast yourself every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Was there ever been a sort of roast where you just take a step back and think, okay, whoa, that was me on myself?
No.
Really?
No. Okay, so, all right. I studied comedy growing up. You probably can't tell, but I did. And the way I studied it was finding books in my local library, you know, how to win people over, how to be charming, how to whatever. And again, I have to mask a lot, you know, so it was important to learn those skills. But I was also watching like Evening at the Improv, Late Night, David Letterman, all this stuff, watching all of the comedians do their acts. And I started trying to like, pretty much like Joker in the movie Joker, you know, like backwards engineering it, not really fully understanding it, and like not even really being that funny, because like I didn't really know what I was doing. But a lesson I learned is that comedy starts here. When a comedian is on stage, he's making fun of himself first. If you don't make fun of yourself, you only make fun of other people, you're an asshole. You have to be the first joke you tell every time. Louis C.K. is a big, weird-looking orange guy who does that thing in front of people who don't want him to. Okay, that's the butt of the joke. He has to make that the joke now, right? And so I'm fat, I'm weird, and I don't like any of that. That's going to always be the first thing I make fun of. And now, I can make fun of Sam Hyde want to be over here, you know? Right? Like, as long as I'm roasting myself. But there's nothing sacred in this world. I'll make fun of anything. I'll make fun of events that happened 8 seconds ago, okay? Me and my friends were telling, I'm so sorry to be so awful, but me and my friends were telling 911 jokes on 9/11, okay? Like, that's how I cope with shit. Okay? Nothing is sacred. Everything's a joke. We are all going to die. None of this is important. The planet will eventually fall into the sun. The sun will explode. There will be no record that we ever existed. None of this is important. Just have fun with it. And that's how I have fun with it, is by showing nothing sacred. But if anything's going to be not sacred, it has to be me. It has to be me. I don't take myself seriously. No one should take me seriously. And that gives me a license to make any joke I want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a couple of times that I was like, man, I probably shouldn't have said that though. Meat apron comes to mind. Probably shouldn't be telling people about my meat apron. But I will say, when I talk about that stuff, we all struggle a little bit, right? I mean, there's probably nobody in this room that actually loves themselves exactly the way they are. We all like to change a little something. And some of us, we hate ourselves. I'm one of those people. I hate the body I'm in. I hate the mind I'm in. I think I'm a good person besides those things, but the things that I have, the brain and the body, they're broken, and I don't like it. And so if I share my disgusting, dark, weird shit, you can be like, man, my weird shit ain't that bad. I'm not Tonal Brothers with Logan Paul. I'm doing good. Is that you like that answer? All right,
Yeah,
to make sure you're happy.
Yep.
All right, I think we got time for probably 2 or 3 more in the back.
So you said you played Magic, right?
Oh, 29 years since 1994.
Okay, so like, what's the worst time you've ever had
At a tournament?
Yeah, like,
Oh God. Okay. Who here plays Magic? Because I don't want to get too technical if you're not familiar with the game. Okay. Have you played the game? If you're familiar with how it's played, you probably understand the story. I'll try not to get too technical. But there's 3 major decks in Magic the Gathering. There's what we call aggressive decks, where you try to kill people real quick with monsters and stuff. And then there's control decks where you try to control what the other person's doing and then eventually win. And then there's combo decks where you're not real interactive. You just get the right combo cards and you win, right? If you played a card game, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, back in 1997, they printed a set called Urza's Destiny, and it had a card in it called Memory Jar. And the set before it had Tolarian Academy and all these other crazy cards, and this created the strongest combo deck that was ever made in Magic the Gathering ever, period, ever. It was disgusting. And whenever that happens, they ban cards in Magic, but they had not successful. There was a Pro Tour event up in Kansas City. On the weekend before, they banned that card on Monday, banned a bunch of cards on Monday. So this would be the only professional tournament in the country where these cards would get allowed to be played with. Tolarian Academy, Memory Jar, all this stuff. And so you had a choice. I had already planned. I already bought hotel rooms. I already planned. I already worked on it. If you go into that tournament, you got to play that deck because it's the only deck in the format. So I put it together. And I went to this tournament, and everyone's mad. I mean, Magic players are a grumpy bunch on any morning, right? But nobody's like in the state of Magic right now. But we're all here because we're addicted like crack addicts. Okay, it's like we're crack addicts. Like, where's the good crack? This is bad crack. I want good crack, you know. And I'm playing the first round, and just right there at the end of that table is another guy playing, and he goes, "George!" I have anxiety, I have PTSD, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Judge comes over and he says, what's the problem? He says, this opponent of mine, he's got one hand of cards, and he set it face down, and he picked up a whole other second set of cards. But that's what the card Memory Jar does. That's what the card does. The guy just played that card, and the other guy is so mad and angry, he's like, well, you can't do that, I hate this fucking deck, I hate this fucking game. He gets into an argument with the judge and gets thrown out. So I'm miserable. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Am I going to get hit in the Magic tournament? I'm scared. Is everybody this mad? My opponent looks at me, and I'm in the middle of playing doing the combo, and the guy's like, look, man, you just win. I don't want to get out of here. I don't like this. I'm like, I don't like it either. Shit, maybe you win. So game 2, round 2 goes by, and it's fine. Round 3 starts, and 10 minutes into that round, completely different guy. George! What the fuck, am I in a war zone? Holy shit. So I go back to playing my game because they're like, I mean, on the other side of the room here, there's 1,000 people in this fucking room. And I'm like, oh god, okay. So Tolarian Academy, Lotus Petal. Okay, alright, turnabout. And then I look up, that dude hit a judge! And I'm not saying like an American court judge. This is just some fat kid who volunteers on the weekends because he doesn't have anything to do because no one will talk to him because he smells bad. It's just a guy. It's just a kid. And he punches him over Magic. And I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm done. I'm done with this game. They don't know how to make it. People don't know how to play it. I'm going to get punched playing it. I took my deck. This $1,000 deck. I walked up to a vendor, I'm like, how much you give me for that? He goes, most of these cards are getting banned tomorrow. I can't, 50 bucks. I'm gonna make it 100 on you and walk away, 100 cash, you can do 100 cash? Yeah, man, all right, I'll do 100. Took it to a strip club. Me and my girlfriend went to a strip club that night up there in Kansas City. And recommendation, do not go to strip clubs in Kansas City because you are not gonna have fun, promise you. But that said, I didn't play Magic again for almost a decade. I didn't come back to the game until 2007. You know, worst experience I ever had playing Magic. And here's the thing. If you've ever played a card game in a card shop, most of the experiences are bad. Because we do not know what deodorant is. We ain't never seen it. If you show it to us, it's like garlic to a vampire. Okay? We're not going to put that shit on. It smells bad here, and we know it. That's how we like it. It smells like Little Caesar and farts, and that's how we like it. All right, so he just gave me the 5-minute signal. So that means let's give me, all right, here's the challenge. Give me a good question, and I'm gonna riff till my time is over. Let's give me something I can get funny about. I wanna get funny, let's be funny, or inspirational, I don't care. Who's got inspirational? Which is your questions? You right here.
Have you ever played like a video game or some type of video games with the other YouTubers or somebody, and they get mad at you because you're killing them?
I have
They don't
a,
know it's you or something like
I
that?
have a great story, not because I was winning. So there's a guy on YouTube, God, I hope you remember him, and if you do, I want to see you raise your hand, okay? He was a friend and a mentor, his name was Total Biscuit. Do you guys remember TV?
Oh,
Yeah, John was one of the best human beings I've ever met, and I got nothing but love in this world for him. And we talked occasionally. He was on my Skype, and it generally was him telling me to shut up. Okay, the thing you're saying right now is stupid, shut up, you don't want to be involved with this, you idiot. And he's right, you know. And since he's gone, I've said a lot of stupid shit, so I miss John for that reason alone. But one day, Blizzard came up with a competitor to League of Legends. What was that called?
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. John was all about it, man. He's like, I love this game is good, I'm gonna play it every day. And of course he was in tight with Blizzard, he did the shoutcasting and stuff with Blizzard, he loved that company so much. I often think, you know, I miss John every day, but at least he never saw what Blizzard has become, you know, because that company's in ruins, you know. Even, I don't even think Microsoft can save them, that's how bad it is. But I'm in a Skype chat with a bunch of people, Jesse Cox, people like that, and they're like, Boogie doesn't have a code for Heroes of the Storm. They didn't send him one. And John's like, oh, I'll fix that shit right now. Send an email, 5 minutes later I have a code from Blizzard. I have a code in my email. And so I played the game, but John's been playing for like a week. And this is my first time playing. I didn't even read the rules of the character I was playing. I'm just like, oh, he's a fat one. I like the fat characters, beat, bop, boo. And I'm terrible at it. I'm not even good at League. Okay? All I did was play League to troll people. Here's my shtick on League, by the way. It's so funny. I log into League and I would type in GL, good fun, me Korea. Now, most of the time, nobody took that bait. We just played League of Legends. Every once in a while, you get a racist ass motherfucker. And he'd be like, you're Korean? Go back to the Korean server, you jerk. And I'd be like, oh, what mad about fat America? Huh, you fat America mad because you don't have cheeseburger, fat America? Oh, you gotta pay for health care, fat America? My health care free, cheeseburger America. And like, that's like just variations of that. So I can't troll with Total Biscuit, I love him. But I'm so bad at the game, I'm dragging that team down. And Heroes of the Storm, I mean, it's very, very team-centric. If one guy on your team is bad, your team is done. You're done. And John raised his voice with me and says, Boogie, I'm not playing with you again until you learn how to play the fucking game. And God, I love that, man. I can't do a British accent. I can't do a Total Biscuit accent. But you know what you ought to do if you get a chance? If you miss old school YouTube, I love it if you bring up my old videos or something like that. But if you get a chance, go. John was peak gaming YouTube, in my opinion. I love James Rolfe, I love Angry Joe, I love so many of the current content creators, but nobody did what John did. He would find small independent games that we all fell in love with and give them a spotlight, and it would change people's lives by sharing those smaller independent games. People would go from selling 10 copies of a game a week to selling 10,000 copies a day. And that's because John made a video about it, and it's some of the best videos on YouTube. He's literally a hero. So, hope that answered your question. Hope you found it entertaining. I saw a chuckle, so I'm glad. Guys, let me say thank you for coming to my panel. Thank you for coming to Retropalooza. Supporting the page, the Game Case for sure, guys. I love you guys. Hold on, let me do it right. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon. You psycho bitches.